I'm out here in nature in a different spot this time. Hopefully you can hear me. I was speaking to the Lord this morning and, praying or talking with Him. And, I was doing the talking at the time, but I know that He speaks to me uh, through His way of speaking. And so, I was praying, in a real meditated mood, like, thinking about a lot of things about who we are and who He is, and the place that He has for us for all eternity, in the paradise kingdom in heaven. So I was just thinking about all of that. And then, in the midst of all of that, someone started bullying on someone. And that kind of, changed my mood for a moment. But of course, anytime that you're with the Lord, something is going to try to distract you. So then after that, I went and had breakfast, and then watching the news. Normally, I don't watch the news like that, but when it's in your face, you can't help but to notice. So I seen on there where this father threw his son in the river. And that made me, so I started, writing things down and everything. So that way, I can help better understand what's going on, and maybe you can understand, help or get the knowledge of what's going on in case you don't already know, or sometimes, we be numb to everything that's going on. We just deal with it instead of really thinking about it. So, I like to think about everything that's happening so we can, do better. So, let me see where I left off at. So, with all of this stuff going on in our world, do we really love being here in the world? Is this the place that we want to continue to live in? Around these type of situations? Because again, we have grown numb to these situations, and we just deal with it, instead of stopping it. I mean, I know some people try to stop it, but for the most part, if you look from the beginning of time, we haven't tried to stop it. We just continue on, generation after generation, doing the same exact things. And so now we at the point where it has gotten worse. So again, I asked you, do you want to stay here and deal with these situations, or should we be doing something about it, as a whole? And that's why we all have to join together and be on the same team, thinking the same things and wanting better instead of just living around this. It's like being a good person living around trash, so we got to clean it up. We really have to clean up what's going on in our world, and that's from the top to the bottom. And then also I was thinking about like all the help that the Lord is giving us. Speaking of how that guy just threw his son in the river like he's a piece of trash, and then with that bullying situation, how we treating one another, it just hurts me. And I almost cried, I'm being honest with you this morning. I almost cried, because again, I was having that deep meditation with the Lord, and so that made my heart it made my heart softer, because I was with Him in that moment, in that more than a moment, but I was with Him. So when I seen this other stuff, it hurt my heart. Because, like living in the world, your heart kind of gets hardened. If you see everything that's going on, again, we get numb to it. So my heart, if you're living in the world and you're just dealing with things, your heart kind of get numb to these things. So being with the Lord, it softened my heart. It opened my heart to feeling empathy, having empathy. And it just, again, having feeling to my heart. So, back to that guy throwing his kid in the river. I was thinking about all the kids that are in the orphanage and the elderly that are in the the elderly that are in the nursing home, and then the homeless who are in shelters or whatever. That right there shows me how much we care about one another, because our children shouldn't be in an orphanage. I know there are situations that come about where you can't help your kid in the way that you want to, but there's in all over the world there are a lot of orphanages that house children. So that means we are having kids and putting them away like they trash, like they don't even exist, you know. And even myself, you know, when I was younger, I wanted to give my daughter up for adoption. That's because I was young, inexperienced, and I guess as any parent, you know, we're gonna be inexperienced at the first time around anyway. And so I just didn't know what to do. So I do understand how some people do give their children up. I had no reason to, and I'm glad that that never happened. I'm glad that the Lord and my family, you know, they allow me to keep my daughter. You know, I'm glad the Lord blessed me with my daughter. You know, my family helped me, you know, to come to terms with that. And so I'm glad that that never happened. So, yeah, I'm thinking like, why are people having kids if they don't really want them? You know, because in some cases people have kids and then they don't want them. So it's like, you see how we are treating humans, like we're treating them like they're trash. Like, okay, we can have you, or we can just treat you however we want to treat you. And speaking of that, I'm going to the elderly situation. The elderly people, parents and grandparents and all of that, they might not have raised us in the way that we wanted to, but they raised us. You know, I can't say all of them did it, but still, as parents, we are supposed to honor and respect them, because that's what it says in the Bible, to honor your parents, you know, to honor the father first and then to honor your parents. And so, so with them taking care of us, why are they sitting in nursing homes? Again, I understand that some of them might need that care that you can't give them, but it's like, once we have our families, we get married, or we grow up, become adults, and we have our family, it's like we push our parents to the side, like, okay, I don't want to deal with them, so they can just go into a nursing home. We have to, I see how our heart is in the world, so we have to really start having compassion and caring for one another. Again, I know some families or some people can't take care of their parents. I understand that, but on the other end, there are some that can take care of their families. And I hear, like, being in the shelter, I hear how some people have not just the parents, but like brothers and sisters, and they don't want to take care of them. You know, not just brothers and sisters, but, you know, whatever family member you have out there, and you're not helping someone out that's in the homeless shelter, and they're your family, then you are the ones that I'm speaking to, you know, because I hear so many different stories, and it saddens me to know that they are in there, and they can't get the help that they need. They can't be with their family members. And some of the family members even come to see the people in here. And I'm thinking like, and I hear about how they, I'm just going to say mothers and sons or daughters or whatever, mothers and children. I would see their children come. I'm just paraphrasing. I would see their children come, and their children are, you know, they living good, you know, married and this and that, but your parent is in a homeless shelter. So that's exactly what I'm saying. I don't know the people's situation, so I can't really speak on that. But just seeing that and hearing some of these stories, you know, it hurts my heart. Like I was saying about the elderly, so yeah, I am going to go to the homeless situation and say, yeah, why are the people in the homeless shelter? You know, are we not out here caring enough for one another? So yeah, we have to have compassion and everything, you know, and it starts with us. Everything starts with us, because no one else is going to change it except for us. We have the Lord to change it, and I'm going to speak more about that. How, yeah, he's, matter of fact, I'm going to speak about it right now. He's the one that is taking care of the kids in the orphanage. He's the one that's taking care of the elderly in the nursing home. He's the one that's taking care of the ones in the prisons, the ones in the shelter, you know, the ones in the hospitals, the ones in the churches, you know, even the ones in the daycare, the ones on the job. He is the one that's taking care of everything. Um, so I mean, I can go on with the list about how many people he is taking care of, and not only that is he has appointed people to help in these situations. So he has appointed people like doctors and nurses and all of that take care, that's in the hospital facilities. He has appointed those people to care for one another. He has appointed people in the nursing homes to take care of the elderly. He has appointed people for the prison system, for the shelters, even on our jobs. He has appointed people to take care of our kids, and family members. He has appointed, us to take care of one another, and friends. Friends take care of each other. And so he is the one who has given us the help. And without all of these places or things in place, if we didn't have the Lord, I'm just going to say, we wouldn't have the help that we need. He is our true helper and our Savior. So without him, would we be doing these things for one another? Would we be helping in these places? But I am so glad that he is our help. He is our source. So yeah, like I was saying about the orphan, we're going to use the orphan as an example. So he have placed people in the orphanage situations to take care of the kids that we are just dumping to the side. So that's why I say we have to look deeply into who we are and who he is, so we can understand all the love that he has for us. Because if we don't look deep enough, we won't see him. And he's inside of us. So it's not all of our doing. Like I have even seen where somebody refused to do something, and the next minute, like if you pray, for that person to help you, and they refuse, and then all of a sudden the next moment they doing it, that's the Lord that is stepping in, letting that person, help, whether they want to or not. Believe me, I have seen it. I have heard it come out of someone's mouth saying, "No, I'm not going to do this," and the next moment, he has made that person do it. So he is our help, our true help, and our true source of it all. So that's why it's important to know who he is, because if we don't know who he is, we're going to cling to the enemy, and we're going to always follow his ways. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say in this video, and I'll be back with another one shortly. Thank you for listening, watching. Goodbye.